Hey, what's going on, folks? Back to my favorite type of video to make, which is a good old-fashioned bill search. Going through pocket money, see if we find things worth more than face value or at least collectible. So we'll just start right off. 2017 series $1 note. Now, if you guys have seen the crazy news, which I mean they announce it all the time and they like to stir things up, but there's been a few articles coming out about the US releasing a digital dollar. So let me know about that in the comments below what you think about, in tangent with paper money, a digital form of currency. But on this 2017 series note, looks pretty clean, nothing really beat up. Serial number, no fancy serial number going on there with any like birthday note or anything. A little bit of transfer from the bill that sat below this one. So that's what that markage, all this is. If we bring it really close to the camera, you can kind of make out more his coat, but it's actually not from a bleed through. It's actually just from a transfer from another note while they were still wet after production. Nothing in the serial number here. Series 2013 $5 note. Got a nice little coffee stain. Things to look out for, of course, are like shifts. Shifts in the seal, shift in the serial number, shifts in any form of the print, excessive ink or lack thereof in different portions of the bill. And after you get a good understanding of how U.S. money is printed, since it's done in a multi-phase printing process, you can get a little bit of a better idea of how these things occur also and what to look for. A little bit of shift in the seal here. You'll see it kind of coincide with the serial number being slightly further over to the left from these leaves here than normally it would be, but not enough for me to hold on to. Nothing there. 2017 notes. The only difference is the signatures. Nothing's different about the $1 notes. A little bit of crazy ink going on at the bottom here, but I mean, at first looks, it doesn't carry the same type of tone of black ink used for bills, so I can't say it's going to be something actually error-wise. This is definitely just damage after the fact, some sort of stain. 2013 note. Nothing in the serial number. No craziness going on with print. 2013 and 2017 are the most common we'll come across in bill searches right now. And then we'll see as all this pandemic stuff kind of blows over and we can see kind of the future in sight of whether they're going to change the graphics on bills or not. Pretty good shift in a seal right here. Sorry that it took me forever to say that previous sentence. I was looking at this as well. Good shift in the seal here, but not unless it's obscuring a portion of the bill that it's not supposed to be, or writing here, it's shifted up and over the top of Washington, D.C., whatever, then it's within acceptable range. So therefore, it's not going to be an error note, despite the fact it's got the beginnings of what we would refer to as an error in print. But just to give you an idea. And on the back of that note, I didn't see anything either. I mean, there's a kind of similar stain as that previous note. 2017, nothing in the serial number. Nothing on the back of the note. So nothing so far. We've come across nothing but one so far, since that's the majority of my pocket money from the last week or so. Couple little bit of stray ink marks. Nice booger right there on the back of the note. I don't know if that... maybe there's a collector out there that likes that schmudgel on the back of the notes and will pay me more than $1. But in my case, I'm not going to hold on to it. Good repetition of threes, but not enough for me to hold on to. A lot of transfer, though. As you can see a ton of different wet ink transfer from another dollar that sat on top of this one. You can actually see it on his lip here. The outline of the word one almost. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, you're saying that this is here, but you're not going to hold on to it. Well, when should I hold on to it? In this case, this is getting really close to that, but in my opinion, you can tell me different in the comments if you want. I would only hold on to it if it's really obscuring it. You can actually see the full O and N and E of one. Or it's actually covering something. But this is kind of the beginnings of a really error note with a quality ink transfer. And same dealio, little lightly one on the back there, light one on the back. Nothing in the seals. Things to look for with these are more prevalent when they happen, which is going to be blurs around these stars, around the stripes, around the Roman numerals, or right above where it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. You'll have issues with kind of the depiction of the ground cover here before the pyramid. That's things to keep an eye out for on the back of a $1 note. Little bit of an overink here, but 2017, 2013 have that very commonly, so I wouldn't jump for joy about finding that unless it's the whole serial number. 2017 note also really beat up. You can see how aging happens on the bills during circulation, how the seals and serial numbers are not as affected by weathering and use as the other portions of the bill. And that once again goes back to how our bills are actually produced. There. Flop that around. Nothing crazy. I mean, I've seen some ones we could reach and say it's like a double year note or something like that. But I don't really hold on to those as much unless they happen to be a date range of years that cover, in most cases, an American or U.S. Historical event. Here we go. Broken ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Really beat up. But not as beat up as the ones we've come across. I have not come across a broken ladder in a while. If we bring it in so you can actually kind of look really close at it. Broken ladders are, of course, numbers that are in... Well, a normal ladder would be in ascending or descending order. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But not in order. That's going to be a broken ladder serial number. So I'm really stoked about that. I'll definitely hold on to it. On the back of the note, there's nothing else. I mean, it's printed appropriately, which is great. But it's otherwise not nothing crazy there. But I love that. Good broken ladder. Very nice shape. Overall, despite some folds and stuff like that in the front of the note. But I'm really psyched about that. I'm going to set that aside. 2013 $1 note, June 4th, and then we don't have a year on the end. Wish we would have had a birthday note out of it to kind of keep this thing going. But really fun find for that broken ladder. That's one of those fancy serial numbers you'll want to keep an eye out for. And then, of course, in a video that I made a long time ago that I'm kind of re-editing to do a better version now, we cover fancy serial numbers such as broken ladders and many other things, so check that video out if you're interested in what fancy serial numbers to keep an eye out for. So far, nothing else since that one other find. Got kind of a wonky-eyed Washington on the front here with a little bit of ink issue on his eye. Nothing for me to hold on to. 2013 note, little shift in the seal, little shift here, but nothing crazy. Good kind of repetition of 5s in the serial number, but not in a pattern. Little bit of an overpress from the printing process of that serial number. Nice little star note. Any videos you watch of mine, you know I love star notes. I'm going to hold on to this guy just because I hold on to all star notes. I especially like ones that kind of have a dual fancy serial number. Since I don't really consider star notes as a fancy serial number, more so just a variety serial number, if you will. But I generally like to really hold on long term on star notes that also share another fancy serial number, such as a date note, a birthday note, a radar note, or like we found earlier, a broken ladder. But this one's really nice. It's not a bad condition note, so I'm going to hold on to that as well to accompany our broken ladder note. Double 2s, double 3s, but nothing there. Really folded up and beat up, but otherwise, normal $10 bill. 2003A. I actually talked about 2003A bills amongst a few other types of bills in a video about mule notes, so go check that out. There's a couple things I touch on things to look for in the 2003A series. What a beat to crap note. Look at it. It's far past its circulation, though. It is thinned out. It's been wet. It's been used and really beat up. But otherwise, still used as $1, and I'll go either exchange it or buy a Coke or whatever with it. Nothing jumping out there. Love the new $5 bills, or newer now that they're 15 years old, but I love the design on the newer $5 notes. In the future, they're looking to redesign $1 notes and $2 notes, but they haven't released anything with that. Now there's a bunch of hoopla about digital currency, so we'll see where that goes. Last note here on the face of the note, probably one of the better condition 2013 notes we've come across so far. Back of the note, nothing really here, little bit of staining here, nothing crazy as far as print or ink. So what did we hold on to on this bill search? Held on to a really nice star note, decent condition for a 2017 note, especially out of the run that we went through in this video. Love me some star notes. And the better find of the two is our nice Broken Ladder 2013 Series $1 note. I'm going to get these bad boys into a plastic protective sleeve because I love me some Broken Ladders and some star notes. Let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately in the comments below. And otherwise, happy hunting.